more evidence that TikTok was over Gaza just dropped.
Mike, how did that legislation pass so quickly? If this is correct and there's not a lot of people that understand, somebody understood something.
I want to see if you're going to tell the real story.
Okay, the real. Well, first of all, let the record
we're talking
reflect.
about the TikTok legislation.
I left.
There's no AI legislation.
Senator, I left to produce more human beings, and they cost money. They're not making me money. And if everyone had followed Frank and my Irish Catholic lead and repopulated the earth, we would have already won this Cold War competition. How did it pass so quickly? I know we're running out of time. One, we stole the senator's work, and he did a lot of the, sincerely, a lot of yeoman's work in drafting an initial bill. We were able to sort of learn from that experience. We refined the approach. We worked with him. We worked with the executive branch.
He does kind of look like Charlie Kirk.
A bipartisan consensus. We had the executive branch, but the bill was still dead until October 7th. And people started to see a bunch of anti-Semitic...
Damn, man. I know it's like too late or whatever, but damn, giving the game away that obviously. I mean, along with Mitt Romney, you know, who essentially did the same thing, like, you know, uncontrolled narratives or whatever. I don't understand the content. Basically, what he's saying is like there was the real momentum behind banning TikTok was because of pro-Palestinian content on there. The idea that the government was going to move to ban a social media site because there was bigotry on it is a non-starter. Are you fucking kidding me? When the fuck has America ever done? Are you kidding? A federal bill to ban a social media site because of bigotry? Sorry, did that happen with any? I mean, where's the 4chan, the 8chan? Were you kidding? Like what? It's a joke. It's because of the pro-Palestinian content. That's how desperate the American government was to shut down any pro-Palestinian sentiment. The entire goddamn government aligned to bend the knee to Israel. Phenomenal stuff.
Content on the platform, and our bill had legs again. And then there was a huge miscalculation by TikTok. When it became apparent that we were going to pass it out of committee, they forced sort of a pop-up on the app that allowed people to call their members of Congress, and kids were calling into their members of Congress during school hours threatening to commit suicide if TikTok went away.
Classic
and for those of
strategy.
us who are concerned about the use of this platform for propaganda purposes or brainwashing, it sort of proved the point in the moment, and suddenly the bill passed. So it was the threat of espionage, the threat of propaganda, the good work of Senator Warner, and a few other players that all conspired.
And he got it out of the...
It's so cool of Democrats to completely tee this up, by the way, you know? Initially, Republicans were the ones that wanted to ban TikTok. Then it became bipartisan once October 7th happened because they wanted to censor pro-Palestinian content. And then, because Trump doesn't give a fuck, now that he's in office, he colluded with the CEO of TikTok in order to pretend that saving TikTok was his idea when he was the one who initially fronted banning it. Like, Democrats failed on every level here. Like, they failed the people of Gaza, not that they give a shit, you know, they failed politically, they failed their constituents. It's just like a holistic failure in every direction that no one benefited from. Phenomenal.
Committee that is the most diverse in the House, from left to right, 50-0 after a classified. That was he did a, you know, it was.
Remember how when the TikTok ban really started running through, there were liberals who were arguing that it wasn't about Gaza as well? Like the same people who were saying that the Gaza issue wouldn't be that big of a weight on the election, they were also like, this is about Chinese security. This is about like surveillance. Come on, man, take them for their word. When have politicians ever lied and suppressed contrary speech with like claims of national security being weaponized, you know? Come on, man.
People would not have bet on, but he and his Democratic colleagues did some great.
But to your point about democracy, I mean, that was a 3-year endeavor and it failed, you know, 100 times. And we just had to keep working it and working it.
So let me do this.
Until October 7th.
We are out of time. We're getting the axe.
Remarkable stuff. The Munich Security Conference was a complete trash fire. That being said, people in Europe are looking at what's going on in the U.S. and it actually weakens the far. Yeah. Adam, something. The only thing I can really hope for right now is that the myopic incompetence, arrogance, and you know, fake isolationism of Republican politicians makes a lot of Europeans go, ooh, and you all get like a lesser version of what Canada is experiencing right now, where like in Canada, American nationals are being lynched in the city square of every province capital. You know, and I want everyone in Europe to be like, damn, America's actually fucking crazy. They hate our asses now. They're like an actual enemy of ours. That's great. Please learn from our suffering. Don't let this be for nothing. Don't let our suffering be for nothing, okay? This also happened post 9/11. Yeah. God, I could not. I am so happy that I'm not as old as Sam Cedar, because if I was around doing political content back after 9/11 and I had to argue with liberals who were like, no, come on, man. No, you can't say like, fuck the troops. You can't say we shouldn't invade Afghanistan or Iraq, you know? Come on, it's not the entire media apparatus falling in line. Like, they're just doing that on their own, naturally. I don't know if I could have done it, man. I don't know if I could have survived that. It just did that. The media just did that naturally. Come on. And he's still so sharp and good faith with his debates. Dude is mentally a boulder. No, yeah, he's powerhouse. Powerhouse. Oh, and yeah, of course, Mark Warner obviously received money from AIPAC. That was a Democrat, Mark Warner, just in case you were confused. No, it's not always easy to tell. He's Hugo on Bob's Burgers. Mark Warner? Yeah, crazy collab. No, that's Sam Cedar. In the video we just watched? No, that was Charlie Kirk. A bunch of people just linked me this shit. I don't know what the fuck you people want me to say about this. You're just misery farming, man. It's like the opposite of aura farming. The trans guy who got killed and tortured in New York? What am I supposed to say about this? It seems like a pretty open and shut, like morally, like the commentary seems kind of settled on it, you know? It's sad? Yeah, no shit. No one's really covering it? Well, I mean, it might just be that it's so morally uncomplicated that it's difficult to talk about. You know? Apparently 2 of the people who tortured and murdered the trans guy had themselves been arrested for child sexual abuse before. So we're talking about like a high caliber of people, if you couldn't tell by looking at their fucking mugshots. Yeah, but you should give light to the fact that trans people are getting killed left and right. Whoa. Hold your horses, okay? Getting killed left and right. You got to be careful with your messaging here, okay? The problem with talking about stuff like this, it's the same reason I take umbrage with the talk of individual crimes in a lot of cases, which is that people are really bad at doing the statistics in their head. You know what I mean? 330, 340 so-and-so million people in this country. I'm not saying it don't happen. I'm just saying, like, you know, sometimes I feel like the message people take from this, people get really, if there's nothing to say about it because it's so evil, you know? Sometimes people, yeah, I just don't want people to get so up in their head that they stop participating in society, you know?